Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Serenity. From the creative mind of Oscar nominee Stephen Knight comes a daringly original, sexy, stylized thriller. Baker Dill is a fishing boat captain leading tours off a tranquil tropical enclave called Plymouth Island. His quiet life is shattered, however, when his ex wife, Karen, tracks him down with a desperate plea for help. She begs Dill to save her and their young son from her new violent husband by taking him out to sea on a fishing excursion, only to throw him to the sharks and leave him for dead. Karen's appearance thrusts Dill back into a life he tried to forget, and as he struggles between right and wrong, his world is plunged into a new reality that may not be all that it seems. This is a 2019 film. It is very much rated R, and it runs just under 2 hours, about an hour and 50 minutes. This stars Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Jason Clarke, Diane Lane, Digimon Hanzu, and Jeremy Strong. This is Serenity. Well, first thing I'll say is I don't really like how much the back of the sleeve gives away. I went into this completely fresh. I'd never really heard of it. I don't think it was in theaters, and I just came up. This just came up on my list, and I got it from the library. And it has these two huge stars, and the third one is kind of a star also. It has some people in here that you might just know. You know, it has kind of a good cast. But yeah, I just went in completely fresh. It honestly took me a couple looks onto that picture to say, is that Matt McConaughey? So I know he hasn't done much lately. I think he did that one movie called Beach Bum. I still haven't found it or seen it, but I just haven't heard from him lately. So this is actually a really good movie for him, and I'm glad that he's able to attach himself to original, interesting projects because honestly, we just don't expect much out of him anymore. And we see his commercials, but we just figure that's all he needs, you know. And I'm sure he's filthy rich and he doesn't need to do anything, but he just hasn't had a really good movie in a while. So I like all his old ones, you know, the good comedies and romance movies and all that stuff, but this one really is kind of a nice change of pace for him. Anne Hathaway, of course, she's good. You know, she makes a bunch of movies. Most of them are box office worthy, and she's kind of in her prime right now. She's kind of scary. I think she's capable of a lot that she's not doing, and so she just has that draw to her that you have to see that movie because she's in it, and it's gonna be really good, but I don't know, her character in this kind of lacks a little bit. Like, it's very dramatic. She gets a very much a chance to act, and she has a scene with Matt McConaughey that's a little nasty, but it's very descriptive character and very deep, and so it gives her a chance to shine, but she repeats a lot of lines and it's kind of dry in the way she's talking, and then later in the movie she has a couple lines that are kind of like just don't fit with what I think that character should be saying, in her stature and in her state, and it was just kind of weird. So I wouldn't call this the best movie for Anne Hathaway, but she does get a chance to show what she's made of, which is a lot. So I mean, with these two big stars, really, that's all you need to know that this movie is great. try and go into it with a fresh mind. I don't want to say too much because it is really, really original and really creative. The only two movies that I'll bring up that I'm sorry if you've never seen before, like most of the people around me, but if you've ever seen The Truman Show and if you've ever seen Pleasantville, it just has that kind of feel to it that it's very out there, it's very original, it's very different. And it's not going to seem like that for the first half of the movie, but you are going to wonder what's going on. And so I think that I enjoyed this. I think that it's very worthy to watch. I got really weirded out by the twist, but it just explains it so much. It just kind of, if you buy it or not, or if you really care or not. Um, Obviously, I didn't like that this movie's rated R. There's a lot of stuff in here that just doesn't need to be. It could have been a very different movie. It could have been like, Jumanji. It could have been, just for the whole family and have everybody try and figure out this great mystery. But nope, they put all this sex and language and drinking and all this stuff in there, so it has to be rated R. And now it's for a select audience. And I hate when people miss the boat with movies like this. They're very original, they're very interesting, but you have to have all this stuff in there because you're creative and you're out there. You're a great director, and you have these stars in there that don't mind being naked, and we don't need to see people naked for 6 times throughout the movie. We don't need to do that. You don't have to have that in your movie. And then you could almost rate it PG-13, and then it'd be for a completely different audience. So I did enjoy this movie, but it has its flaws, it has its downsides, and you might want to be careful if you seek this out and watch it. But I do suggest trying to seek it out and watch it because of who it has in it, because of the big old twist at the end, because of the feel of the movie, and just the fact that it exists, nobody knows about it, and it's a really good movie. So I'm going to give Serenity a B, and everything I've said, I hope you listen to me. I hope you watch this. I hope you enjoy it. Most people, do seek out a movie when it has a certain actors. These two make it very worth it. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. I'm going to give a B to Serenity. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And enjoy your movies. Thanks.